Hello everyone, this is Rahimi. Welcome to the Practical English Break. I want to let you know that I've been coaching TOEFL iBT preparation classes for almost 10 years. And a lot of my students were able to get 100 plus on TOEFL iBT exam. The good news is that I've decided to start coaching the TOEFL iBT related topics on my YouTube channel, and I hope it is going to benefit you a lot. If you are an advanced student of English language and your English is good enough and you have the plan to take TOEFL IBT exam, I can assure you that just watching this video will help you increase your score on TOEFL IBT exam a lot. Let's begin with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So, the types of TOEFL test. I'm going to be reading, the text, and sometimes I'll be giving you some kind of simple explanation if it's necessary. So, stay with me, and if you need to take notes, so you may pause the video sometimes in the middle and take notes. But I want you to pay close attention to each and every point. So the TOEFL test has been used since 1963 by the admission committees of more than 6,000 colleges and universities in the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and 130 other countries in the worldwide. There are three types of TOEFL tests: CBT, PBT, IBT. CBT means computer-based test, PBT means paper-based test, and IBT means internet-based test. CBT has already been discontinued. It's not used anymore in the world. But PBT still exists in some remote areas, and it will discontinue in each country as soon as the IBT is introduced. Like in some remote areas where people don't have access to internet connection, and there could be still PBT. But the point is that IBT will be the only TOEFL test used in all countries in the future. And now here I'm trying to introduce the TOEFL iBT test. This is just the short introduction. So first of all, TOEFL stands for what? TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language, and IBT stands for Internet-Based Test. IBT was introduced for the first time on September 24, 2005 in the United States. The test takes about 4 hours, including the time required for giving directions in the break between the listening and the speaking sections. Most of the questions on the IBT are multiple choice questions. Like there's a questions and you have 4 options, A, B, C, D. One of them is correct and 3 of them are wrong. So, those kind of questions are called multiple choice questions. Okay, but for some questions, you will have to follow the given directions on the screen. For more information, please refer to frequently asked questions starting on page number 11 to page number 22. If you use the book for TOEFL IBT preparation class, Baroon's 12 or 13 edition. So there, from page number 11 up to page number 22, you can find all the information that you need. And that section can answer all of your questions regarding TOEFL IBT exam. So, useful tips. First of all, see, if you have the plan to take the TOEFL IBT exam, make sure that you get enough sleep that night. If you are sleepless, don't take the TOEFL exam because you may not be able to deal with the TOEFL exam properly. So this is my advice for you. And now I want you to pay attention to these points that I've written based on my own experience. Number one, do not study for the purpose of preparation if you are supposed to be taking the TOEFL test tomorrow, but instead do something exciting which can help you to fresh your mind. So some students have this habit. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to be taking TOEFL exam. Tonight I'll have to, study some grammar books or, some vocabulary books. No, that's not a good idea because, TOEFL test, it doesn't come, from a specific book or a specific system of teaching English language. It's a general test. So that's not going to help you. Do not study for the purpose of taking TOEFL exam. Drink, it's just my experience. Drink a cup of strong coffee right before entering the examination room. Okay, so this way your brain will become kind of fresh, and you will be able to remember, the points that you have already learned. And in the multiple choice questions, pay close attention to the functions of words. Why? Because you may face new vocabulary. So try to pay attention to the functions of words, like what their functions are, like how they function according to grammar, and then see what comes before the blank and what comes after the blank. So whether you need adjective there, adverb there, a noun or pronoun, whatever. So there isn't like a grammar section on TOEFL iBT exam, but they test your grammar skills indirectly on the speaking and the writing sections. So again, grammar is sort of involved over here. So try to answer the easy questions first and then return to the difficult ones. So this is also a good tip because if you deal with the difficult questions first, you will be kind of stressed, and that will be difficult for you to to deal with the rest of the questions. So look for the wrong options first and cross them in your mind so that you will be looking for the accurate answer amongst fewer options. When you encounter some new vocabulary, do not stick with it, but read the entire sentence or passage and try to get the general idea. Try to figure out the meanings of new words from the context. The words which come before and after those new words could be called context or context words. So try to understand the meaning of those new words. Pay attention to the meaning of or the concept of the entire sentence. That's what I mean here. If you are not sure about the correct selection amongst all the given options, read each option in the sentence and select the one which sounds good to your mind. After all, you may guess the correct option if you are not sure, but never leave any question unanswered because you will be given a score of 0 for an unanswered question. So don't do that. Finally, if you're not sure, just guess, and choose the option that sounds good to your mind. So here's a chart which gives you the information about timing, test section, reading, listening, and there's break, 5 to 10 minutes, and then speaking, writing. So for the reading section, you have 3 to 5 passages with 12 to 14 questions and 60 to 100 minutes. So now I'm going to be explaining this later. Why 3 to 5 passages? There could be 3 passages, there could be 5 passages. Okay, and after each passage you will have 12 to 14 questions to answer. So now if you have 3 passages, then 60 minutes. If you have 5 passages, then 100 minutes, which means for each passage like 20 minutes. And listening section, 2 to 3 conversations with 5 questions each, and 4 to 6 lectures with 6 questions each, so 60 to 90 minutes. And there's a break, 5 to 10 minutes. Then you go to the speaking section after the break time. In the speaking section, you have 2 independent questions, 4 integrated questions. 20 minutes altogether, 20 minutes for the speaking section. And as I said at the beginning, inshallah, in the future, I'll be recording more videos specifically related to each section. And even I'll be recording videos specifically related to each question. For example, how to answer the two independent questions on the speaking section. And I'll be recording one video just about these two questions, okay? And giving you practical instructions. And how to answer the four integrated questions, okay, on the speaking section. So inshallah, there will be a playlist on our channel called TOEFL iBT preparation class, and just make sure that you sometimes visit that playlist once in a while. So writing, the writing section, you have two tasks, one integrated task and one independent task. For integrated task, you have 20 minutes, and independent task 30 minutes. So I'm going to give you a short explanation here, the difference between integrated task and independent. So you write one essay, and that is integrated, which means first you read a passage, and then you listen to a lecture, and then you grasp the information from the passage and from the lecture that you listen to, and then you write your essay based on that information. In independent task, they ask your opinion about something familiar, like about a familiar topic, okay? And you use your own ideas, your own experience, and the information is not given to you, okay? So you use your own examples, your own, based on your own experience. Okay, so now reading section. The reading section tests your ability to understand reading passages like those in college textbooks. There are 3 passages on the short format and 5 passages on the long format. After each passage, you will answer 12 to 14 questions. Listening section. The listening section tests your ability to understand spoken English that is typical of interactions in academic speech on college campuses. During the test, you will listen to conversations and lectures and answer questions about them. The speaking section tests your ability to communicate in English in an academic setting. During the test, you will be presented with 6 speaking questions. The questions ask for a response to a single question, a conversation, a talk, or a lecture. And finally, the writing section. The writing section tests your ability to write essays in English similar to those that you would write in college courses. During the test, you will write 1 essay about an academic topic and 1 essay about a familiar topic. Now, overview of the reading section. Each point here is very important. Now, the difference between short format and long format. What is the difference? If it's a short format, it contains 3 passages. But if it's a long format, it contains 5 passages. So after each passage, there will be 12 to 14 questions to be answered. On the long format, only 3 passages will be graded. It's very important to know. If you face the kind of TOEFL exam that contains like long format with 5 passages, only 3 passages, the questions after 3 passages will be graded, okay? And let's see what it says about the rest of the passages. The other passages here, the other passages are used as part of an experimental section for future tests. When they want to provide TOEFL exams in the future, they want to use those 2 passages for the future experimental test. Since you will not know which passage will be graded, you should try your best on all of them, because you don't know exactly which ones will be graded. So you have to try your best on all of those 5 passages. You should try to answer the questions correctly for all those 5 passages. You can take notes to help you answer the questions, but taking note will not be graded, okay? And I'll be definitely recording a video about how to take notes during TOEFL exam in the future. Some passages may include a word or phrase that is underlined. Don't forget this. This is very important. There may be some kind of strange vocabulary, and the words could be underlined in blue. If you are not sure about the meaning of the underlined word or phrase, click on it in order to see the explanation. Okay, So now if you face a word in a passage and it is underlined and it's a kind of strange word for you, you can click on it and you will see the explanation there. Okay, most of the questions are multiple choice, as I said before. Each question is worth 1 point, but keep in mind that the last question in each passage is worth more than 1 point. So if you want to manage your time, you may try to spend a little bit more time on the last question after each passage. Okay, you can return to the previous question in each part if you want to change the answer, but once you answer all the questions and click on next, you cannot return to the previous part. So I want to just give you a simple explanation here. I mean, you read the passage and after that there are 12 questions. You answer question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get to question number 6, you think that, oh, the correct answer for question number 3 was not B, it was C, for example. You can return back and you can change your choice. But once you answer all the questions and you click on next, after that you cannot return, you cannot go back. Okay. You will have 20 minutes to read and answer the questions for one passage. For each passage, you have 20 minutes. Like, let's say you have 12 questions, so for each question, less than 2 minutes, okay? You will have 60 minutes to complete the short format. You will have 100 minutes to complete the long format. A clock on the screen will show you the allowed time for completing the reading section. Overview of the listening section. There are two formats for the listening section: short format and long format. Again, the short format contains 2 conversations and 4 lectures, but the long format contains 3 conversations and 6 lectures. There will be 5 to 6 questions after each listening passage to be answered. Only 2 conversations and 4 lectures will be graded. The rest of them are part of an experimental section for future testing. Although only 2 conversations and 4 lectures will be graded, you must try your best on all of them, as you will not know which ones will be graded. You can hear each conversation or lecture only one time. You must be trained how to take notes, as it will help you answer the questions easily. When you select the best option for a multiple choice question, click on next and then OK to go to the next question. So once again, I mean, I'm saying this, I'll be recording a video on how to take notes, how to know the difference between major and minor points, because when you take notes, you cannot just write each and everything that you hear, but you should have the ability to know the difference between major and minor points. So when you take notes, you only write down the major points, not the minor points. So it will be explained, inshallah, in my coming videos. In the listening section, you cannot return to previous questions, so make sure that you have selected the correct option before going to the next question. Like, I mean, in the listening section, it's not possible. I mean, in the reading section, you can go back to the previous question, but on the listening section, you cannot return to the previous question. So be careful to answer each question correctly and make sure that your answer is correct. So the short format is divided into 2 sets. Each of them includes 1 conversation in 2 lectures. The long format is divided into 3 sets. Each set includes 1 conversation and 2 lectures. So time management. Short format 20 minutes and long format 30 minutes. Remember to keep glancing on the clock shown on the screen while answering the question so that you can manage your time. What I told you at the beginning, I mean the important tips. So keep an eye on the clock over there. Make sure that you don't lose your time. Like, you know, you spend all the 20 minutes, you know, dealing with let's say half of the questions. So try to find the easy answers first and answer them quickly, and then return to the difficult questions. So manage your time properly. That's very important. The clock does not count the time you listen to conversations or lectures. Okay, as soon as you're done listening to conversations or lectures, then the timing starts. Okay, there is a 5 to 10 minute break between the listening and speaking sections, so relax and get prepared for the next section. Okay, and drink some kind of cold water, or again a cup of coffee or tea or something, and after that, go start. The rest of the test. Okay, so overview of the speaking section. Your speaking will be evaluated on both the fluency of the language and the accuracy of the content. There are 2 independent questions and 4 integrated questions on the speaking section. Independent questions. The first 2 questions are independent questions. You listen for a question that asks your opinion about a familiar topic. You have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to record your answer. You will be guided later how to manage your time during the speaking section of TOEFL iBT. This is what I wrote for my students who were participating in my TOEFL iBT preparation classes. But I'm telling you this, inshallah, in the future, I'll be recording specific short videos related to each question on the speaking section of TOEFL iBT, as well as related to other sections. Integrated questions. 4 questions, 3 in questions 4. 4 question 3 in question 4. You will have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to record your answer. For question 5 and 6, you do not have to read any passages. You only listen to a conversation or a part of a lecture given by a professor. You will have 20 seconds to prepare, to get ready, and 60 seconds to record your answer. Overview of the writing section. Your writing will be evaluated on both the ability of arranging your thoughts in a written composition and the capability of paraphrasing passages in lectures. On the writing section, you will have to write 2 essays: integrated essay and independent essay. At the beginning, I think I explained the difference between integrated and independent essays, and in the future I will have specific videos about them, inshallah. You will read an academic passage and then you will listen to a lecture on the same topic. You should take notes while reading the passage and listening to the lecture, because it will help you write your essay easily. However, notes are not graded. You will have 3 minutes to read the passage. The passage will disappear while you listen to the lecture, but will return to the screen for reference when you begin to write the essay. You will have 20 minutes to plan, write, and revise the integrated essay. A good integrated essay should consist of 150 to 225 words. The independent essay is a combination of your arranged thoughts about a familiar topic. You will read a question on the screen and select one of the 2 choices to write about it. Okay, for example, some students are interested in studying in their own country, but some students are interested in studying abroad. So now they ask your opinion. Which option do you think is the best and why? So now you bring your reasons. If you choose that studying abroad is a good idea, or studying in your own country is a good idea, you choose one of them, and then you bring your logical reasons and you support your choice, your idea. So inshallah, in the future there will be more explanation about this as well. You will have 30 minutes to plan, write, and revise the independent essay. 30 minutes, okay, for independent essay. Why? Because you collect your own ideas, therefore you have 10 extra minutes. But for integrated essay, the information is already there. You just need to learn the skills of paraphrasing and synthesizing that I'm going to be explaining later at the end of this presentation. A good independent essay should consist of 300 to 350 or even 350 to 450 words. Okay, at the end, there are some important TOEFL skills, language, and academic. So the skills related to language are divided into 2 parts: primary skills and secondary skills. Primary: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And once again, I'm repeatedly saying this, I'll be recording videos related to each of these points, each of these skills that you see over here, inshallah, in the future. And you can find those videos in the playlist, about TOEFL iBT exam on our YouTube channel. Secondary, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, spelling, capitalization, punctuation. So each and everything is important for TOEFL IB exam. Grammar is important because they test your grammar indirectly on the speaking and writing sections. And academic, like skimming and scanning, that you need for the reading section, inshallah, I'll be recording one video about skimming and scanning. What the difference between them and how you can do that. Synthesizing, one video about synthesizing, summarizing, again, note taking, paraphrasing, and keyboarding. So inshallah, in the future, you will find all of these videos on our YouTube channel. And if you follow, this program, inshallah, you will be able to increase your score on TOEFL IBT exam without any doubt. So thanks for attention and have a great time. Bye-bye.